Soup! It's Mr. Eric, Monday, October 11th, 2021. Remember a few days ago when I went to get my oil change done on the new Mazda? Well, in addition to the oil change, I also got a complimentary car inspection per the usual by Mr. Mark himself. And according to Mr. Mark, my brakes are in terrible condition, so you know what that means? I'm in need of a brake change. Now, Mr. Mark quoted me for $800 for all four wheels, and I'm like, what the hell is that kind of price? I have never gotten my brakes changed, but this seems ridiculous. I hope brakes are supposed to last like 10 years. I know nothing though because I'm not a car guy. $800 seems pretty ridiculous though, so I'm definitely not going to impulse buy. I have to go shop around. And the number one place I'm going to shop around is AK Auto in New Britain, Mr. Andrzej Kashica, the Polish guy. This morning I went to his place to find him so he could give me a quote on a new brake change. Unfortunately though, he wasn't there. His associate was there, and his associate rang up Andrzej and let me talk to him, and I asked Andrzej how much it's gonna cost, the brake pads and the rotors, and he said $550. So right off the bat, I'm getting a way better deal. I think I'm just gonna stick with it. So I told Andrzej I'm gonna bring the car tomorrow for him to check it out. I came back home ready to eat some food, but I got news from Mom and Daria that they're gonna be making Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Yes, you heard me right, they're gonna be making Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Not going to buy some and bringing it home, they are making their own. So I definitely had to stick around for that. I'm glad I freaking did, because when I ate that stuff, it tasted actually way better than Chick-fil-A. Anything homemade is by far better than Chick-fil-A. I wrapped up some sandwiches with me to save for later, because next I was off to the warehouse. Knowing that John was home, I figured I'd ask him if he wants to come to the warehouse to work, and guess what? John was actually down. So him and I went to the warehouse and we got to work. John finished scanning the last two Gaylords, so that's freaking it for the Gaylords. All 8 Gaylords have been processed. They just gotta be picked up by the paper recycling company this week in preparation for the new shipment coming in next week and this weekend. While he was doing the Gaylords, I was listing a lot of the no ISBN books / eBay books / vintage books. All that stuff requires more research and time, so I didn't have the time to go into the Gaylords with John. I'm happy he was there to help me out. The whole time we were working, we were listening to some Ben Shapiro and Michael Knowles. We love listening to that stuff because it gets us fired up about America. This country, I'm afraid, is being controlled by a bunch of loser, weak people. And I'm hoping they could get out of here so that the next president can be better for our country and bring the price of gas as well as taxes down. If you're with me, leave a like. Okay, before I go off on a political rant, when I was done listing my eBay / vintage / no ISBN books, and John was done with the Gaylords, I told John to go to the car to bring some of the boxes in from the trunk, because I loaded the trunk earlier today with FBA return inventory. I have some stuff that's still being sold via Amazon FBA. However, it is unpopular and doesn't sell frequently, so I want to take it out of the FBA storage, bring it home, and just list it and sell it myself. That way, it's not taking up my FBA inventory space. So when time comes for me to send in another FBA shipment, I'll have space to. So John brought all those boxes in, and he started to check through the books to see which ones are good for eBay, which ones are good for Amazon. Meanwhile, I was preparing orders. We were at the warehouse till about midnight, then it was time to go home. When I came home, I edited some of these blogs. I also ate more of the Chick-fil-A sandwiches, which are freaking awesome. So scrumptious. I'm happy Mom made enough for me to grub at night. That is all, folks. Very simple day. Lots of just work, repetitive work, but that's what this business is. If you are getting into a resale business, you are doing a lot of repeat stuff, especially if you have a lot of inventory in bulk. The only real exciting part is finding new sources and coming up with new ideas to make the process quicker. And then obviously looking at your numbers every day and seeing how well you're doing, comparing it to last week and so forth. I'm looking forward to my next couple shipments coming in, especially this new source that's coming on Saturday with 100 boxes of stuff. It's going to be a trial order, and if that goes well, I'm going to be ordering from him consistently. Make sure you watch the Saturday video because I plan to work all day on those boxes. I'll see you tomorrow though, so peace.